Hey, this Realm of the Mist podcast is brought to you proudly by the Nurses Guild. Hey, what's up, guys? Excuse me. What's up, guys? It's Christopher Stolle. Welcome back to Breaking the Fourth Wall Weekly. We are going to be missing one of our members, and it's kind of funny that I say member since he's the one that looks like a penis. But unfortunately, he got called into work and had to miss out on us, but that's all right. Money comes first. Speaking of money coming first, Mr. Don Smith.
What's happening, man? It's been a productive day up until like the last 10 minutes. Just shot it all to crap. Thanks for having me on. It's been good. Hey, have a great night.
Welcome to Realm of the Mist.
I'm kidding. I'll stick around. I'll stick around for a minute, I guess. What the hell?
And the bitch better have my money, Mr. Kolin Washburn.
Hey, man, how's it going?
And last but not
There's
least,
a significant delay this evening.
I've noticed that a little bit. And, last but certainly, she'll let you know that your money's on the dresser, Miss Serenity Stone.
I have money for the dresser? Oh, how's everyone doing tonight?
All right, and we're going to go ahead and jump right on into it. There's not going to be any what's your effing deal today, obviously, because Chris Rudder will not be able to be a part of the show this week. Hopefully he'll be returning next week, but all right, do not fret. We're still going to have some fun and some laughs, and we're going to start it off, as we always do, with Don and the News Buffet.
All right. Hey, welcome to the News Buffet. It's another week. It's another time for some wonderful news here on the News Buffet. I'm not even going to tell you why it's the News Buffet today, because you should already know if you're listening. This is why, because this is what I do. And we're just going to dive right into it, because sometimes you got to get to the buffet before the snotty kid gets his COVID all over the shit. Police are looking for a man they say pooped in an empty box before sealing it back up and placing it on a shelf in a Michigan mire. According to the Van Buren Township Police Department, the incident occurred around at the mire. I think somebody was a little drunk when they wrote this. The incident occurred around at the Meijer store located 9701 Bellevue Road at 3:50 p.m. on October 1st, so in the middle of the day. There was still daylight out, and the man's pooping in the mire. Police posted security footage, of course they did, of the bizarre incident to their Facebook page, but took it down at the request of Meijer officials who cited their corporate policy as a reason, according to the Detroit Free Press. The man also stole something before he left.
Wait a minute.
Said, before he left the parking lot in a light-colored Ford Escape. He stole the toilet paper, I'm thinking.
Wait a minute. The police department actually has a written or not the police department, the store has a written policy about people shitting in their boxes. And this is in Michigan. Colin, what were you doing that day?
It's Meijer. It's Meijer. Of course they have that policy. I would be shocked if Meijer did, just like Walmart has one of peeing in the display case.
Well, I live in
Meyer's
Michigan,
gonna
right?
have one of crapping in a box. Absolutely.
Yeah, I live in Michigan, but I didn't have any involvement in this one. But I would have held the camera. That'd have been pretty fun.
Well, yeah. I don't even think he had a camera guy. They released the security footage, so it didn't have the sound of him drunkenly giggling as he's crapping in a box and resealing it.
Sounds like that footage wasn't very secure, was it?
Hopefully the box was.
What was the box? Like, what was he shitting in? Like, something had to be in the box. It wasn't just an empty box, was it?
Shit. This shit was
It
in
was
the
a bathroom. It was his new Japanese wall-less, mirrorless, whatever,
right.
porta potty.
See, I think it's a general statement on Western civilization that, the Meijer stores, all they sell is shit anyway. So he was trying to make a little money.
He was donating to the cause.
Oh,
Right. He was actually their stock boy.
I
Please.
like people who donate to the cause.
Right.
So I kind of support him, and maybe a defamation of character.
It's defecation.
Defecation of character.
Of character, yes.
Please, dear God, tell me
I
he
mean-
put it into the seasonal aisle so that way people could buy a Yule.
Right, or poopery.
Poopery. There you go.
Oh my God.
I think that, yeah, I think it's kind of polite. I mean, most people in Meijer and Walmart just crap on the floor. At least he put it in a box and sealed it. For freshness.
I think he was trying to improve the quality of their product.
Right, looks good. Needs to be a little more brown, just a skosh, just a skosh more brown on those shoes.
It's all organic.
I'm gonna go on record and say that Meijer, Michigan, is never going to sponsor us after this show.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely. We do not want the Meijer store in Van Buren, Michigan, or Van Buren Township to sponsor us because they sell shit.
He said it.
And they would pay us
Literally.
peanuts.
Right.
And then they post it on their YouTube.
That was pretty corny, Chris.
Thank you.
What that shit is.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good joke, but it
eyebrow-
it came out pretty runny.
Yeah. You'll have that. It's hot for a moment, though. We're going with a theme on the news buffet today. It's official. Every time residents of Danbury, Connecticut flush, they will be sending their special deliveries to the John Oliver Memorial Sewer Plant. The city council voted 18-1 Thursday night to rename the sewage plant after the comedian who began a tongue-in-cheek battle with Danbury when he went on an expletive-filled rant against the city on the HBO's Last Week Tonight with John Oliver back in August. Mayor Mark Boughton didn't waste any time responding on social media. He posted a video of himself at the sewage plant saying the city was going to name it after Oliver. Why, the Republican mayor said, because it's full of crap just like you, John. That drew a delighted response from John Oliver, but he went off against the city again because Boughton later said he was just joking. Oliver upped the stakes on August 30th on the August 30th show by offering to donate $55,000 to local charities if Danbury actually followed through with renaming the plant. So there you go.
Dumbass.
The John Oliver Memorial Sewage Plant.
You know what? I'm going to call fake news on this one just simply because they called John Oliver a comedian.
Well, I
They
have
got
to
wrong.
say, I do have to say he's a lot funnier than that guy that does the Daily Show now. What the hell's his name?
Samantha Bee.
I would much rather is that the dude.
Ritter?
Yeah, the Daily Show ain't worth a crap anymore. I can't think of his. See, that's how funny he is. I can't think of his damn name. At least I know who John Oliver is.
Dude, I've got shoes that are older than the last time Saturday Night Live was funny. So I get what you're talking about.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I will say Bill Burr was on over the weekend, and he did a sketch about John Adams' seasonal beer, or Sam Adams beer that was funny as hell.
John Adams is the Meijer, Michigan version.
John Adams should have a beer. It would probably taste like something you get in a box at Meijer.
I don't know. I'm thinking about Saturday Night Live now. All I can think about is cowbell.
Little cowbell.
That's about the last time it was funny too.
Yeah. It was funny for a brief period once, I remember, but it's been a while. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah, Steve Martin years. That was classic.
Yeah, that's definitely a long time ago. Just in time for Halloween, a new case report detailed the harrowing reason for an Australian woman's persistent headache: tapeworm larva. Physicians at the American Journal of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene detailed the woman's case, believed to be the first autochthonous case, whatever the hell that means, or
Wow.
local acquired case. Why didn't they just say that?
They needed to sound smart.
Of neurocysticercosis, a parasitic disease that occurs after one accidentally ingests pork tapeworm eggs. Humans become infected after consuming undercooked food, particularly pork or water contaminated with tapeworm eggs, or through poor hygiene practices, according to the World Health Organization. But what do they know?
Or sausage,
the woman who was not identified in the case report had never traveled overseas at the time she was diagnosed. So it's a homegrown tapeworm.
Or you get it from eating sausages from strange cardboard boxes that are resealed.
Yeah, don't buy the weird runny sausage at Meijer. The woman suffered headaches 2 to 3 times a month from the time she was 18, and the headaches were often accompanied by a visual aura. Per the case report, painkillers would usually provide her relief, but her headache described in the case report was persistent, leading her to seek medical attention. Subsequent MRI scan revealed what doctors first thought was a brain abscess or a tumor. It was actually a cyst full of tapeworm larvae.
Oh my God, that's gross.
I love the fact that painkillers.
That was a much less disgusting story.
You know what? I'm loving the painkillers gave her a little bit of relief. Sure, get the tapeworm stone. They'll be fine.
Right, exactly.
How the fuck do you get tapeworms in the brain? Don't they usually sit in the intestines so they can actually eat the nourishment of the food?
Well, clearly somebody porked her brains out.
No, I think the tapeworms were trying to get smarter. They were trying to learn something.
Jesus, not from that woman.
They were just at school.
Or maybe they're mind control tapeworms.
There you go.
Well, no, maybe she ingested the water through her nose.
That could be, yeah.
You could have a great movie plot for this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Totally, movie
The
plot.
fact of the tapeworm.
Hey, you never know. I just saw today a friend of mine sent me a picture through Facebook Messenger, a real life picture, not just like a meme or something, but like, you know, they took a picture themselves of Aquafina water in a can.
Lovely. Why not?
You know, that's some Spaceball shit right there. Perry Air.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Good God.
Oh, let's see what else we got here. We have more. Let's try to get away from disgusting things, shall we?
No.
Jesus. A Thai Island hotel will go into meditation. Fuck it, they're just going to meditate over this whole thing. We'll move on to another story. We'll be back when they're done. A Thai Island hotel will go into mediation with an American guest who faces up to 5 years in jail after it filed criminal complaint against him over negative online reviews.
What?
The case. Well, yes. The case involving the Seaview Kochang Hotel and American teacher Wesley Barnes has drawn new scrutiny to Thailand's criminal defamation and computer crimes laws, which rights activists say are far too harsh. The Seaview Kochang said in an email that mediation has been set for October 8th with Barnes, who works in Thailand, so it's already happened. He's been sentenced to death over saying, "This place sucks. The bathroom was dirty."
Are you joking? He was really sentenced to death?
No, that's a joke.
Okay.
I'm adding to it.
Okay.
He was facing up to 5 years in prison over this. It seems like the hotel is ready to settle, Barnes said in a message to Reuters. I will meet them next week to hopefully end this case once and for all. It'll be wonderful to have this behind us and him in prison.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Police said the Seaview Kochang had filed a complaint in August after Barnes posted what the hotel described as false and defamatory reviews on TripAdvisor and Google after a row over a $16 corkage fee.
Oh, for God's sake, Google always posts false things. You can't get upset over that.
The Seaview Kochang can. And they're suing the hell out of this American Karen.
Well, let's put it this way. Karens pay close. It can be dangerous to constantly bitch about the manager. Leave it to an American.
Every now and then, just let the $16 corkage fee go. And what is a corkage fee?
Shoving that shit back up their ass. I don't know.
See, nobody can answer that. I mean, yeah, I was going to say it sounds like something you pay extra for from a prostitute. But let me, I don't even know if I want to Google this.
Do it. Come on, dare ya.
We're going to learn something here. We're going to learn something here on the, what the fuck are we? The News Buffet. A corkage fee is a fee that restaurants charge customers who bring their own wine to a restaurant. The restaurant might charge a corkage fee to help cover your service, lost revenue from not selling your own wine, or selling their own wine, and risk of patrons breaking your wine glasses. So it was a $16 fee because they were too cheap to buy wine at the frickin' hotel.
No, in Utah, you cannot buy wine at a restaurant. You have to bring it yourself.
Really?
Unless you have a license. Yeah.
What kind of crazy ass? Oh, the Mormons. Never mind. I got it.
In Michigan, it's totally different, where you have to purchase the alcohol in the establishment.
Right.
You can't.
Yeah, that's how
it
is here.
Did I just hear the ice cream truck go by?
My family.
No, you just heard the more you know.
Yeah, you can't do that here. You'll get a fine if you try to bring your own stuff. We'll have to call the cops and say, no, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, but 5 years in fucking prison?
Well, that was for the complaint.
Dude, I'm telling you, like...
It had nothing to do with bringing the wine. Though bringing the wine was okay. It was the $16 corkage fee that got them all upset. They wrote a review, and that review could land them up to 5 years in prison. So
Came uncorked.
Exactly. That is a warning to all uncorked Karens.
That sounds like they're going to cork you one way or the other.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's definitely getting corked.
Corked or uncorked. Depends how you look at it.
Only if they get sentenced to 5 years.
Either way.
Well, cork them.
They
in a Thai prison.
In a Thai prison, they may get uncorked, but they're definitely getting refilled.
You got to be corking me, man.
Speaking of getting corked, I don't know what this has to do with it, but I'm going to move on. A Texas Longhorn bull named Cowboy Tough Checks is now a Guinness World Record holder thanks to his 8.6-foot span of horns. Cowboy Tough Checks, originally bred by Bob Loomis in Overbrook, Oklahoma, before being purchased in 2017 by Richard and Jean Phillip of Fayetteville, had his horns officially measured at the Texas Longhorn Breeders Association annual horn showcase and declared a Guinness World Record holder. The bovine was issued a certificate for the longest horn spread in a living bull. The Phillips said Cowboy Tough Checks. What a stupid-ass name. Horn spread was already so wide when they purchased him that they had to buy a special trailer just to make sure he would fit. They said the bull's popularity has led to a spike in requests for tours of their ranch.
They want to see if
They
want to see if the cowboy's horny.
Apparently he is.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to see them horns.
I don't know if I'd be intimidated by a bull with an 8.6 foot horn span, because he wouldn't be able to stab you with one of them.
What would these people do if it was in Spain and there was like the running of the bulls or something? Like
this
I guess
visit with that bull phone?
It would just level everybody.
I mean, do they get in the way like somebody's got way too long of fingernails or something?
It would have to.
That would happen in the running of the bulls. Every time it tries to go down the street, it gets stuck on two buildings.
Right. It'd be scraping cars down on either side.
I'm glad people don't have horns like that. I'd be like bonking my horn, like, oh, I'm sorry, man, I got hung up on my horn. 8-foot span.
The problem is this. The problem is this bull's in Texas. You said, right? Or is that just the name of the bull? It's in Texas. There's some asshole with a Cadillac right now.
It's a Texas Longhorn bull. It's actually, I believe, in Oklahoma.
Either way, there's an asshole with a white Cadillac.
Cowboy Checks, as in Chex cereal. CHEX.
There's an asshole with a white Cadillac top right now eyeing them motherfuckers up for the front hood.
Oh, you bet. Boss Hog
got a bid on him. He's already made an offer. As soon as the thing croaks, like, oh, I want them horns, I'll give you $10,000 or some shit.
Yeah, how much for your bull horn?
You're kind of horny, want them horns, hook me up.
Yep, and I gotta say, I'm looking at a picture of this bull. Got a hell of a set of balls too. Just throwing it out there.
You hear that,
Not
Colorado?
just the horn.
Once that dude in Oklahoma buys the horns, you guys can get some oysters.
Rocky
There
Mountain
you go.
oysters. I'm digging it.
Yeah, these wouldn't just be oysters. I mean, these would be these would be like some of the big Italian meatballs you get at the restaurant.
I had a restaurant that had really nice big ones that I used to take dates to and order them as an appetizer.
You're talking about meatballs, right?
Nope.
No, she'll eat Rocky Mountain oysters. I won't, but she will.
I think, Chris, you've been there with me before, haven't you?
Yeah, and I refused because I believe my quote was, you turn around and asked me if I wanted to try some Rocky Mountain oysters. I said, no, thank you. I know what they are.
No.
What your mom made for breakfast was better?
I don't know if it's better, but you remember when I worked at the bar, I had to cook the Rocky Mountain oysters.
Ugh.
And that was the most gut-wrenching thing to have to make. And I never...
Did you have to tenderize? Come on, that had to be the worst thing ever, pounding that fucker flat.
Yeah. Dude, it was weird, man. Weird.
Do they look like I think they look, or are they like peeled? Do they have the skin peeled off already?
I don't want to talk about this. Yeah.
We're bringing back bad memories of bull testicles for Colin. So I apologize. I brought up the 8.6-foot horn spread testicles.
Well, for Serenity and every female
out there, hopefully we'll get them.
They're like these brown things, and they look like meatballs, but they don't like bust apart like meatballs when you bite into one. They're kind of like tough. Like almost, I don't know, like a small egg, I guess you would say, and then you tenderize them with this little hammer thingy, and it is the most strangest thing you've ever done if you're a guy, because you just know that they are attached to an animal at one point, and it's just weird. The whole thing is just weird.
For Serenity and every female listening to the show right now, just to give you a visual, Colin, Don, and myself are all sitting cross-legged right now during this conversation.
I'm cool because I'm not a fool and nobody's eating my balls.
And nobody's taking my horns for their hood of their car either.
Ain't nobody gonna smack them with a hammer.
A little hammer, he said.
Lilyhammer. That's in the frickin' Europe somewhere.
Sweden, isn't it?
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Netherlands.
Or Netherlands. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah. Over there. A CNN reporter's on-camera confrontation is going viral after he was recorded chasing off an aggressive raccoon outside the White House. Joe Johns was preparing to deliver a report outside the White House when he was caught on video turning around to yell at an approaching raccoon. Johns is seen throwing what appears to be a bag at the animal. Frickin' raccoons, man. God, again, this is the second time. Jesus, it always comes around when I'm about to go on TV. Get! John says in the footage. The incident was not the first confrontation between the media and raccoons at the White House. CBS News White House correspondent Paula Reed tweeted September 28th that a raccoon had, quote, attacked multiple news crews.
It stood up on hind ends. It's a Trump supporter.
Trained anti-media raccoons now. What is going on, man?
They stand up on hind ends, put their cute little front paws up, and just go, fake news.
Yeah, the weird thing is they have orange hair. It's weird. It's the weirdest looking raccoons you'd ever see. Apparently, that's a big problem at the White House now, is raccoons. It's not shocking to me. There have been rodents in there for years. we keep voting new ones in. It's like every 4 years, another fucking rodent. But here we
If it's that raccoon from the Guardians of the Galaxy, I could understand why. He's pretty nuts.
That's true. Well, I'd actually vote for that one.
Just don't show up with a metal arm.
It's a little crazy, but he acts like he has more sense than some of the ones I've seen lately going into office.
Well, that's possible. He probably would have voted on a stimulus by now.
Yeah, he probably would have, because he's crazy like that. He'd just be throwing crap around.
It's a raccoon, not a monkey.
Literally. What's that?
It's a raccoon, not a monkey.
Oh, raccoons throw their crap.
Look, all I'm gonna say to CNN is if you don't want to be attacked by raccoons, just remember raccoons always go for the garbage.
That is true. That's why they're around the White House right now.
Chasing away the media.
The path. Yeah, that's why. That's why. Yeah, kind of like the fly landing on Pence.
Did you see that meme? Did you see that meme I shared? Speaking of, did you see that meme? Did you see that meme done on the fly? And you see that the fly's got Joe Biden's head sniffing Pence hair.
Oh yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I did see that one.
I couldn't help but stare.
The past is obdurate. Stephen King wrote in his book about a man who goes back in time to prevent the Kennedy assassination. It doesn't want to be changed. Turns out King may have been onto something. Countless science fiction tales have explored the paradox of what would happen if you went back in time and did something in the past that endangered the future. Perhaps one of the most famous pop culture examples is Back to the Future, when Marty McFly goes back in time and accidentally stops his parents from meeting, putting his own existence in jeopardy. But maybe McFly wasn't in all that much danger after all. According to a new paper from the researchers at the University of Queensland, even if time travel were possible, the paradox couldn't actually exist. So weird that they would know that. Researchers ran the numbers and determined, I ran the numbers. What numbers? Those numbers. Researchers ran the numbers and determined that if you made a change in the past, the timeline would essentially self-correct, ensuring that whatever happened to send you back in time would still happen. Well, this is what we were working on these days.
They pay these people. I just want to go on record. They pay these people. Forget the cold, the flu, fucking COVID. They pay these people to figure out whether or not there will be a time paradox or not in time travel. That doesn't exist.
In a thing that doesn't actually exist. Yes, they're making sure that there's no danger to a thing that is not. Brilliant.
Dude, we got to become researchers. We got to become researchers. We could talk about things that don't exist, like a good ending for fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I ran the numbers. Totally positive.
Oh my god.
I ran the
I will
fucking
help
numbers.
you. I will write that with you, man. That needs to be corrected.
The fuck? They pay people to do this.
I did run the
Okay, well,
numbers.
Don, you're directing it, so you have no choice.
No, it's Serenity was watching.
Huh?
You have no choice, Don. You're the director.
The new episode.
What am I directing
ending?
again?
Hell yeah, the new ending.
Yeah, the new season.
I can make some shit up.
Hell
I
yeah,
have
Don
no
will
idea
have
what the
porta
show is
potties
about.
in there and shit. There'd be raccoons, you name it.
I want to. Here's how I want it to open.
yeah,
We'll leave everything as canon,
Literally, and it would be in a box, sealed back on the shelf.
Don, I want everything to remain. I want everything to remain canon and the same because we don't need to rewrite it. But what I want you to do,
there'll be cannons. There'll be lots of cannons.
what you do is it's the opening scene. You have Brandon Broken sitting there with the crown on his head in his little wheelchair, and you get a close up to his face, and then all of a sudden you see the face and head go flying off from a sword cut straight, decapitation. And when you pan back, it's Jon Snow saying, "Fuck this, that's my crown."
Okay, yeah, I have no idea who they are, but that's exactly what I'll write.
There you go. Go with that.
Jon Snow got the bad
An
rap.
accommodation, we'll do. What's that?
Yeah,
All
Jon
right.
Snow got a bad rap in that series, so for him to come back and do that would be awesome. I don't even like the show that much, but I would think that'd be good.
I feel like the news buffet has been hijacked by What's Your Effing Deal, and Rudder's not even here.
We're paying homage.
What is going on
Rudder's
today?
fault.
Oh my
We'll
god.
do one more news story to cleanse the What's Your Effing Deal out of my segment, and then we'll move on. An accommodation booking website is offering weary voters an escape from election stress disorder with the opportunity to, quote, live under a rock for the week of the election. Hotels.com said the November 2nd to 7th stay in the man-made cave 50 feet below ground in New Mexico will be available on its website for first-come, first-served basis at 9 a.m. Friday. The website said the opportunity is perfect for, quote, those who are experiencing election stress disorder. It is apparently a real thing. The 5-night stay costs an Abraham and Lincoln inspired $5 per night. After you cast your ballot, you can check out the newsfeed negativity and check into the man-made cave built 50 feet below ground, the website said. I think there are a lot of people that should take advantage of this.
Yeah, hell, half the people,
want to join.
Half the people that are going to go out and vote live under a rock. So I mean, it's just kind of like them leaving the motel room.
That is very true. Yep, they come out. It's the same voters that come out every 4 years out from under their rock and say, "Let's vote this time."
Dude,
Even
if
though
Trump
they don't vote in any of the other elections, it's like, we have these like every year, sometimes twice.
if these people that own this hotel that of under the rock, they're praying for Trump to get reelected because they will have a boom of people fucking checking in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's. I'd say either way, there's a lot of people that want to just go back to living under their rock.
Can we go back to the 80s?
Why not make people? Yeah. Well, why not just have people take a test if you want to vote, and pass the test in order to vote?
Like an IQ test.
Kind of, but just your knowledge and ability to make
the
right decision, and let the people vote who want to vote, and these rock people. They won't take the test. Fuck them.
You know what? They should teach that in school.
Amen. I'm actually going to run for Congress, and my campaign slogan is now going to be "Fuck the rock people."
There you go. Just don't run in a coal mine area. People who work in coal mines, they might take offense to.
Fuck the rock people altogether. If you're a rock person, I don't like you and don't want your vote.
Stay out of Dalt Lick.
And it's okay, Chris, because minors can't vote.
Oh, come on. That's horrible.
This whole show has been horrible. But anyway, that's the news buffet. I know it all tasted like shit, but there was plenty of it. Anyway, enjoy the rest of whatever this is going to become.
Oh,
Thanks
my
a
God.
lot.
Oh, my God. No, but to go off of what Serenity said, you're right. They should teach, how to pay attention to the issues and make informed, informed choice and not being based primarily on, one source of information. I mean, that's high school. That along with high school teaching people how to fucking balance a checkbook, change a tire, fucking, fill out a job application, real world applications as opposed to trigonometry, which, if you're going to wind up working at McDonald's the rest of your life, you're not going to need.
A college prep class.
No, there should be back shop class.
Class called How Not to Be a Sheeple.
They don't even need a college prep class. Half the people of the world ain't gonna go to college. So so bring back shop class. Let people learn trades again. Home economics. Sew a fucking button.
They just need to learn what sheeple are so they can avoid being one.
How many kids know what a sewing needle is now? Oh my God.
I'm telling you.
They should teach every kid.
Yeah, no doubt. Most kids just buy their clothes, or their parents buy their clothes and they throw it away. They use it, throw it away,
Well,
throw it away.
depending on the kids, because some kids are like, "Oh, I broke this, fix it." So then I'm the only one in the neighborhood that knows how to sew, and I have like a stack of 10 things that I need to fix.
That's what I'm saying. You remember back in the day? I remember being in middle school when they first introduced like the shop classes. You get like a couple months in woodworking class, you get a couple months in metal class, and regardless of your male or female, you wound up in home economics. You had to make those fucking nasty ass muffins, but you learned to do it.
Hey, my muffins were fucking delicious.
Muffins? What flavor? Are they blueberry or chocolate chip?
I was busy stuffing muffins.
Government cheese. I'm from Philly.
Yeah.
My muffins were great.
Government cheese muffins.
I did cookies. I grew up in a restaurant, so I already knew how to cook when that came around. I ended up taking more shop classes and stuff, not home ec, because I already knew how to cook.
Oh yeah. You gotta be well rounded, and you have to know how to cook too. You have to know how to survive on your own after you piss your wife off and she leaves. Then that's
For the third
idea,
time.
is just to be able to deal with that when that happens.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Hungry Man 101.
Hungry Man 101.
Pause the microwave, a microwave mac and cheese.
No, they need. You know what? I'm guilty of the people that cook everything through a microwave. Okay, we need people to actually learn how to make basic meals. You know,
Right.
Serenity. You know, I burn water. I need more cooking classes. They should have taught more in fucking high school.
But you know how good of a cook I am. I know how to cook.
I know that. I remember the meal you and me made for my mother, and you did most of it because you were like, "I'll teach you how to cook," and after 10 minutes, you were like, "No, just go sit over there."
I was like, okay, thanks for helping me get the turkey in the bag. You're done.
Yeah. How do you catch water? How do you catch fire on washing dishes? I don't know. I said it was
It's like
350.
holy water to him.
Dude, that's not a joke. I have literally caught water on fire. And I'll tell you the story. I was 15 years old, came home from school, and I decided I was hungry and wanted to make some hot dogs. So, you know, normally you put on a pot of water and boil it and put the hot dogs in to boil the hot dogs. So I filled up a pot of water and I put it on the stove and I turned it on, and then I went into the living room to sit and wait for the water to boil, and I wound up falling asleep. I got woken up to the fire alarm. Here I boiled all the water out of the pot, and the pot caught fire. So I am literally the only person on the planet who ever burned water.
Well, you never mix sleep and
Operation
cooking.
happens.
Since then, I am not allowed in the kitchen.
I had a
It's like
friend,
trying to cook high. It's never a good idea.
Well, yeah, I had a buddy with his roommate, and the roommate was on all kinds of different stuff all the time. He had a lot of health issues, but he was always hyped up on something, on some kind of drug. In the chair in the next room, like within like a minute or two, and he did it like 10 times. The freaking house always smelled like popcorn. It was disgusting.
Burnt
Yeah,
popcorn.
that's nasty.
Sounds interesting.
Burnt popcorn. I call that date night. When I Netflix and chill, I'll put on some popcorn. It's like a cologne.
Well, he was a nice guy, and I feel bad now because he's passed away. But I don't know. I guess maybe that was just his thing, as being a wacky guy who would fall asleep when he was making popcorn or something. He was just one of them people. Like, oops, he's a nice dude. He's just absent-minded as hell.
One of those
and if anybody of
wacky
my
napping
friends knows
popcorn
me-
people. That's
Was it only popcorn that he did that on? Like if
everybody
he
knows him as Paulson, or as Polly Paul.
Like if he was
so,
making an
you know,
egg or something, he was fine, but it was always popcorn
No,
that
he
would
did
knock him
a
to sleep.
couple things with a pizza in the oven too.
Okay.
no. It was the sound of the pop that was soothing to it.
Bless me.
Yeah.
I'm now smelling
It was
burnt
the popcorn
popcorn.
smell that stuck in the house the worst.
Yeah.
And you had to get those little charcoal things, the little charcoal things to absorb the smell. And my friend had them hanging all over the house after that. It was horrid.
Oh.
I've never thought of burnt popcorn as horrid, but okay.
Well, how else am I going to get the smell of that fucking...
If that's all you smell, yeah, it's nasty. It's freaking nasty.
How else am I going to get the smell of that fucking box from
I
Michigan
think they
out?
parted ways as roommates because of something like that.
Yeah, don't shop at Meijer, and don't buy your shit at Meijer. That's,
Maybe the popcorn box.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, Lord. God,
Yeah,
maybe
don't
that's it.
microwave either. That's all.
I just love the fact, going back on that news article, I love the fact he resealed the box. Like, he didn't just do the flip over or anything else. He was
he's
taping it shut. He was hoping somebody would take that home with him.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's going to buy it. Somebody was going to buy it and take it home. What is this shit?
He was
That will
so
ruin
he was
the,
setting up some Karen.
that would
Yeah.
ruin the new appliance smell, wouldn't it? You know, we all do it. You get a new book or you get a new video game system or a new DVD player. You're just like, you know, the plastic or whatever that's in it. You're just like, it smells good. Imagine the dude who opened that box. You know what I mean?
That's why
Yep,
they sell new
Well,
I
maybe
love
he
the new.
knew.
I love the new.
Smells like
Well, I mean,
leftovers.
what type of a product was it? I mean, maybe his ex-wife was going to buy that particular product, so he was crapping in the top box so that way maybe she'd get it.
Yeah, he followed her around from store to store, and anything that she looked what was on her list, he would like sneak and get her list, and anything she was going to buy, he would shit in that box and put it back up there.
That is some
That's
sphincter control.
dedicated revenge.
Yeah, but that's some sphincter control,
That
dude.
is.
Once I start, I don't stop. There ain't no cutting the fucking, you know, cutting it mid stroke and fucking walking over to the next item.
He was very gentle with it, so it did this nice little curly Q swirl. So he definitely
like
had
Don't-
some
soft,
control.
like
No,
soft
no.
serve ice cream.
Don't do that. Don't ruin fucking Dairy Queen for me again. I've already had a child do that. Don't do it.
No, I didn't.
Okay, enough of this silliness. Let's get into after hours.
The following is an important message from the Nurses Guild of Florida. We know COVID has many scared. Many of our seniors are even afraid to go to the doctors. Just the thought of being exposed to all the people in the waiting room, in addition to the doctor's staff, is a risk many don't want to take right now. However, putting off health care makes most conditions worse. The Nurses Guild has the solution. One that exposes you to just one person. Call your doctor's office and have them order a nursing assessment from the Nurses Guild. We are a 5-star Medicare home health agency. Your registered nurse in full PPE will perform a full head-to-toe assessment, vital signs and medication review, pulse oximetry, even an EKG if needed. Lab work and x-rays can also be done at home. Our registered nurse will discuss all of this strictly and directly with your doctor and get you results. All of our nurses and home health aides are fully screened, supervised, and COVID tested. Call the Nurses Guild today to arrange your home health visit at 954-596-9806 in Broward County and 561-826-8937 in Palm Beach County. Remember, healthcare put off is healthcare too late. Stay safe during the pandemic. Wear a mask and insist those around you wear a mask. Wash your hands frequently and stay home as much as possible.
Seven.
You're welcome. All right, I'm going to go get a drink. Countdown and I'll be back.
Oh,
Well, we're already starting.
Done.
But all right, go get your drink.
Good.
While he's getting his drink, I'll say welcome to After Hours, where where people are still trying to ruin fucking soft serve ice cream for me. Like my daughter didn't do it enough during diaper training. I
Only the chocolate.
Well, you gotta have
You can
both.
still eat the vanilla, or is that some other store?
no. My name isn't Epstein. None of that. Oh, good Lord. But no, I mean,
I wasn't talking about no.
man,
I was
I
not talking about no.
good Lord. But I mean,
I do a guacamole every day.
that's definitely baby poop right there. Did you go back to work?
You're not talking about the pictures I sent to Berlin, did you?
No.
Yeah, I'm working.
Just sleeping.
Yeah, last time we talked
Yeah, I'm
about it.
working with guacamole every day.
Is this after hours yet?
It's after hours.
Yeah.
No.
It is.
Oh, we started.
All right.
We started. And this
Someone's
one I'm
after
going to
yours,
pass
someone's
off.
after ours.
This one I'm going to pass off to Serenity because she's going to bring up the topic of conversation. Yup. You said you were going to do it.
No, I said we should do it, but
We will.
I
You'll
just
start it.
wanted to say R.I.P. Yes, R.I.P. to people in the music industry, especially Eddie Van Halen, who, because of his innovative techniques with his guitar was able to change the music industry and the way we hear music today. So I think we owe a lot of respect to the man and have to say at least something about this.
I mean, what is there to say? Eddie was a...
I agree, Serenity.
Eddie was a
I agree.
master guitarist. I mean, he definitely belongs in the pantheon
What a
of
badass, man.
of some of the greatest guitarists who ever lived. Joe Satriani, Clapton. He's earned his spot there, but to die of cancer at 65 years old, and I mean, you look at recent pictures of him, he didn't look like he was bad off. I mean, he kind of looked like the dad next door who owns a construction business, but you know, he looked like he was still in decent health.
Let's history about this then. Yeah, but he only fought the throat cancer for about 4 or 5 years or something.
Right.
If you go back even further, it was tongue cancer. And the place, he had like, I think at least 1/3 of his tongue removed because of tongue cancer. And the place that had cancer was where he used to put his picks. And everyone knows that he used to play with metal, brass type picks. So he actually does believe, and it's not impossible to believe, that the metal that he used to keep in his mouth with that tongue gave him cancer, and then because of the swallowing, put it in his throat. So it could have been heavy metals that gave him the cancer. True,
but I mean, it still goes to the reason. I mean, you look at him in the 80s and 90s. I mean, you look at him in the 80s and 90s. That boy was a chain smoker. So I mean, it could have been a combination of both.
He became sober in 2008.
I'm sure that contributed.
Yeah, no, he has battled with addiction. I'm not saying that he hasn't. I'm just saying that it's very interesting that the exact place that he used to keep his pick in his mouth, and he used metal picks, and I know a lot of guitarists that swear that metal picks are a different sound and give it a different effect, and you know, all guitar players, you stick a pick in your mouth. It's just what you do. So I kind of find it interesting that that's not being spoken about, the heavy metal part of it, the fact that maybe heavy metals can give you cancer. If you keep change in your pocket, maybe that's why you're getting testicular cancer. I mean, like, it could all link together. But let's just say that Van Halen, he created the left and right finger on the neck style of playing guitar. So he was an inventor in the music industry, not just, I mean, he was beyond his time. He used both of his hands on one neck of the guitar, and he was the first one to do that.
Oh, yeah, his arpeggios are legendary. But, I mean, you know, you think about it, almost anybody who's picked up a guitar since the early 80s was influenced by Eddie Van Halen. Like, we could point fingers at so many other guitarists, but even those people who were were influenced by Eddie Van Halen. He is an absolute icon, and I think one of the greatest stories I ever heard of Eddie that I heard is when he went to Dimebag Darrell's funeral, and he brought a black and yellow striped guitar that apparently he was used and photographed on for one of the Van Halen albums, and apparently Dimebag Darrell was in love with this guitar. And when Dimebag died, Eddie brought the guitar and buried Darrell with the guitar he loved. That's just an awesome thing for somebody to do.
Well, yeah, he had wanted to get a replica of it. He had wanted to Eddie was going to make him a replica of it, but then when he died, he gave him the original.
You know, Eddie is an amazing character. I mean, he's from the Netherlands, I think. He came to America very young. He was a pianist. His parents got him and his brother Alex into piano, and then I don't remember at what age, but it was actually Eddie who bought the guitar. He bought a drum kit, and his brother Alex bought a guitar.
I was going to say that.
Once he heard his brother play drums, they swapped, and he decided that he was going to learn how to play electric guitar because Alex was so good at the drums. So, I mean, his life in music started in 4th grade when he started performing at his middle school or secondary school is what they might have called it. I don't remember, but I know that he was doing school jam outs and stuff when he was young. So, I mean, he worked for everything he got, and
yeah, he started as a drummer playing drums.
Oh yeah, and
his brother would.
And the big thing we
His
can't
brother
take
was
away
into the
from
guitar,
him.
and then he was in the drums,
Yeah.
and they switched.
Yeah, Colin.
And the big thing we can't take away from Eddie is after that switch,
Yeah, it's
one
crazy.
thing that's impressive more than anything else is the fact that he was pretty much self-taught. He didn't go to a music school or a mentorship. He just jammed until he got it. He figured it out on his own.
Yeah.
That's impressive in its own right. Eddie's the first one to admit
Well,
he
that's what a lot of people are doing right
I
now
saw an
on
interview
lockdown.
once.
They're watching videos of all their, favorite guitarists, and they're just jamming out with their guitar and learning it. I know tons of guitarists that are just practicing 18 hours a day, like jam out, and that's what Van Halen did.
Hmm. You know.
My bass player, I just dropped up a couple of books for him because his girlfriend got the COVID and he was negative, but he still has to be quarantined. So I dropped off a couple books and a Chipotle burger for him last night, so that way he will have a nice weekend and have something to study.
Aww.
See, when I learned from an old hippie, and the way he taught, he never taught me how to read music. He didn't teach me scales or anything. He sat me down in front of fucking like records or Pink Floyd records and taught me, rewind, go forward, and find each note on the guitar, find it by ear. I learned to play. So I mean, like I have all appreciations for people who don't go through the training processes of fucking Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for 15 years or whatever else. Although I have full, respect for people who went through the actual classical training or whatever, but people who just pick it up, it's just, to have a God-given gift like Eddie Van Halen did is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and his technical ability. I mean, like, a lot of people could pick up a guitar and learn how to play it, but the technical ability that he developed on his own is just unmatched.
I remember an interview where he was talking on some television show with someone and saying that at one point he did have some formal training where he went to take some music courses or something. And then the instructor at some point said, I can't teach you anything else. You already understand all the chords that I know. And your technique is you're going faster at your plucking and your picking and your hammer-ons and your pull-ups than I can do, so I can't teach you anymore. Which is pretty awesome when your instructor tells you
Right.
that, I guess.
Well, again, you also got to think in too. He was an innovator in a world like in my last band we had a saying that a guitar has 22 frets and 6 strings. There's only so many chord progression combinations and finger picking and all that combinations that you can do on 22 frets and 6 strings. And Led Zeppelin has done them all. It's pretty fucking innovative that in a world where Led Zeppelin's done everything you could possibly do on a guitar, and then here comes Eddie Van Halen saying, hold my beer. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you
No
can't
shit,
praise the
the
man
stuff he came
enough.
up with just awesome off the wall.
And what I liked about Eddie is even during the days when he was part of Van Halen with
right.
Sammy Hagar, the guy always had a smile on his face. And in the world where music, especially rock music and heavy metal, was always like, dour and people trying to look, evil and angry. And Eddie's sitting there smiling away. He was loving what he did and didn't give a fuck what anybody thought. You know what I mean? Even on the darker songs from like the Sammy Hagar days, yeah, the sound got a little darker, but Eddie was still having a time of his life. He never stopped enjoying doing what he did.
Very true. Very true. I think he was
Right.
sad to...
That's what you gotta have. You gotta have a good attitude, especially diversity.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, when he had to cancel his last tour to, like, I think North America or Japan or some weird place, I don't remember. But when he had to cancel his last tour, he was, like, regretfully canceling it. And it was his doctors that were forcing him to. So, I mean, up until the end, he really wanted to just perform for people and make others happy with what he could do. And that's admirable in these day and age. I mean, most people don't go after the pleasure of the audience as much as you would think.
Well, the big thing about Eddie too, and his influence in the world is everybody. I don't care what style of music you listen to. I don't care what generation you came from, whether you came from the new wave of British heavy metal, or you came from the alternative world, or you're from the modern day fucking mumble rap, and everybody knows at least one Van Halen song. Even if you don't know it by name, you hear it on the radio, you turn it the fuck up and you listen. There's nobody, there's very few bands in this world that have that type of reach across many generations and many different genres of music, you know. And Van Halen is, especially Eddie and his guitar riffs are that breach. They reach generation upon generation upon generation. You know, different genres. Doesn't matter if you're country, rap, hip hop, heavy metal, death metal, blah blah. Insert adjective here.
A song. Yeah.
You know a Van Halen song and you rock it. Whether it's Jump, Panama, Hot for Teacher, Ain't Talking About Love. You know the songs.
Running with the devil.
Running with the Devil, Pound Cake. Right Now, doesn't matter. You know it. You'll jammed out to it.
You could. You know it.
And Don,
once you hear it, you don't even have to hear the vocals. You could take the vocals right out, and you could totally still recognize Eddie Van Halen's style and his sound, even without vocals.
Oh, absolutely.
What about Don?
Yeah, Don's kind of quiet.
What does Don think about all this?
I'm just listening, man. I got nothing to say.
Don's like, I hate Van Halen.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
It's like the upcoming election. He's not going to speak about either side of it.
There you go. Well, speaking of
right.
Well, speaking of either side of it, we were talking about it earlier. Of course, we lost one of the guitarists of Red Hot Chili Peppers as well, Jack Sherman, who died at age 64. Again, just this week.
Yeah.
Just this week, we lose another guitarist. What's that? I don't know what the cause of death was.
What was his cause of death? I have not looked that one up at all.
It wasn't discovered yet.
They haven't released.
It was just told to me that it wasn't released yet.
He joined the band in their tour. Yeah. Joined the band on their first tour in the U.S. in 1984. Also co-wrote songs for their second album. The cause of death has not yet been disclosed.
Suicide or drugs. 9 times out of 10, that's why they don't disclose it right away. They're waiting on the toxicologies or whether or not if it was legitimately a suicide. But I mean, it's a tragedy in music. We also lost a guy. I can't think of his name. I know I'm going to get shot by somebody. Johnny Nash. He, I could see clearly now the sun is gone. Or the rain is gone rather. I mean, it's a horrible week for music lovers. So we've lost 3 people in a week. Yeah. I'm kind of being reminded back.
Johnny Nash. One of the other things Johnny Nash was known for is he signed Bob Marley.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's something to be known for.
Yeah.
Oh, we've all sung his song. It's not like he's only known for that. Yeah.
What's that?
We've all. It's not just that he was known for Bob Marley. We've all sung his song. Again, it's one of those.
Right.
We've all sat there bored one day and go, I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. We don't know the rest of the fucking words, but we'll say that over and over again.
I can see all the obstacles in my way.
Obstacles in my way.
Where have you been, Chris? Are you under a rock or something?
I'm waiting for the election to be over. Just about to open this Meyer package.
Yeah. Yep, he's shopping at Meyer, getting ready to go back under the rock for election week.
I mean,
Grounded.
All I keep thinking about is like 2016.
I'm looking at all this.
2016, where we had that rash of celebrity deaths. From 2016, where we had so many people dropping, and I'm so afraid, especially with this COVID thing, of seeing a rehash of that, especially in this later half. All I know is we riot if fucking Betty White dies.
Totally sucks.
Oh, absolutely.
If Betty goes,
think about that.
If
She's
Betty-
like everybody's grandmother.
Yep.
Yeah.
Betty White gotta live.
If ever there was an American treasure, it's Betty White.
Yeah, Betty White rocks, man.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's actually funny. I've been
You know what? I shouldn't say this, but my friend Jody just a couple weeks ago talking about podcasting, and he mentioned Betty White, and he's like, you know what? He's like, I really like Betty White. She's way older than me, and I got no chance with her, but I really like that score. And I'm like, dude, it's Betty White. Get real. You ain't got.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
That is a Ron Jeremy film I do not want to see.
So there's one for my buddy Jody.
Hey, you know what? He's got a shot, man. That Betty give him a spin.
as opposed to all the rest of the Ron Jeremy movies that you want to see. Is that what you're saying?
How many movies does he have? Because I don't even think I've seen one. I mean, I saw him do that, what was that, Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball video? That was hot, man.
You know what they say about Ron Jeremy movies. If you've seen one, you've seen 10.
In
Inches.
CinemaScope, it was even worse. Multiply by 3.
How do we wind up back on Ron Jeremy? We're paying tribute to musicians and everything else, and all of a sudden we got to be back on the huge cock.
Back up.
Hey,
Wait.
the man played a hell of an instrument.
That skin flute was phenomenal. The only way you can make Ron Jeremy's skin flute better is if it was played by Jethro Tull.
It may have been. You never know.
You'd pay a lot more money for it too, then.
Whoa. Oh, that's a horrible image I just put in my head.
Yeah. And anyone else listening?
I got to.
You're just putting your head.
I just got to
That's the
apologize.
worst thing. That's the worst thing to have in your head than tapeworm larvae.
Oops.
I was thinking the same thing.
Now we know how it got there.
Fine.
Now we know how it got there.
Yep.
Oh, I need my
Wild and
soul
crazy.
cleansed.
Mind controlling tapeworm from Mars.
Well, they said it could be personal hygiene, so I could believe it came from Ron Jeremy.
Oh yeah, there's no personal hygiene there.
Yeah, he'd run out of hot water just trying to wash that dong.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. There was actually a Hollywood actor who was so big that he killed a woman.
Kevin Bacon?
I don't know. It was like 1930s or something.
Oh,
But
okay.
He was so big. It was like, seriously.
I know Kevin Bacon's pretty hung. I saw that movie, I think it was Wild, where he came out of the shower and that shit was like swinging at his knees. Even I'm sitting there like, that's got to be fucking digital effects. Look like Dumbo
He wanted
walking in.
virtual effects on there, but
Yeah.
they wouldn't allow it, so it looked deformed.
Yeah, and Chris still has that Kevin Bacon film on a loop.
I'm jealous of that shit.
Watches it over and over again.
Like, now I know how Kevin Bacon measures success. That's all I'm saying.
I need to get in contact with
Yeah,
Kevin
I got a
Bacon.
list here. I got a list here of different artists that died this past year.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I thought you were pulling up a
I
list.
was just going to say, no,
Rip and
okay, so you just brought up a sore spot. Hold on, time out there, Colin. So, Neil Peart is, like, my favorite drummer, and, like, I could sit there and just watch him drum for hours. I mean, like, I will be sitting there, like, looking at the screen, like, it's my life. Like, I've been on some drugs or something, but it's him that's my drug. And when he died, I remember seeing Sean Lennon play with Les Claypool. It was the Lennon-Claypool experience, and then Primus played after. And I remember them playing the, what is that big drum solo he does? YYZ? Is that what it is?
XYZ? Or
That
something.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing that at Red Rocks. Let's remember Red Rocks, played by Sean Lennon and Les Claypool and the Sean Lennon Delirium Band. It was honestly amazing. Like, Neil Peart is my god, but that moment, I thought I was with my god.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's kind of funny you mentioned and all that. Like when I had earlier conversation about Eddie Van Halen, and one of the hypothetical questions we came up with, if Eddie Van Halen didn't create Van Halen with the talent that he has, but he didn't create the band Van Halen. The Van Halen never existed or broke up. What him with? And my answer was Rush. Putting him and Neil Peart together would have been just ungodly.
That would have been a super band. Yeah. The vocals on that though, who would you guys have picked?
I would have left Geddy Lee on vocals and bass. In fact, I would leave Rush alone. I would just make Rush's lead guitarist rhythm and have Eddie take the lead. Yeah. But I mean, if we're up in heaven, and we're talking.
I've managed to leave Rush alone for most of my life.
But if we're talking about like putting together a super band in heaven,
I'm just thinking about I'm thinking.
You're thinking what?
And you're starting with Rush?
Oh God!
Holy shit!
Neil Peart playing with Eddie Van Halen? That would be awesome. Neil Peart and Eddie Van Halen and Jimi Hendrix. Oh, I'm in love.
And then
the idea of it is awesome.
Throw Cliff Burton on bass in the back there.
They could do something like the Big Brother Company. Seriously.
Hell yeah, it'd be like a chicken foot experience. Chicken foot, totally.
It would be so much fun. Oh.
That'd
we
be
should like create a ghost band.
I thought we were. Neil Peart, Eddie Van Halen, Cliff Burton. But who would be vocals? Who would we want as vocals? We wouldn't want some. You know, what vocalist could front?
Cornell.
Chris Cornell? You think Cornell?
I would want the pre-1964 Paul McCartney.
Or Lane Staley.
Lane? I more see Lane than Chris for fronting a band like that.
Ozzy Osbourne.
He's still alive.
Yeah, Lane Staley. Or both. Or Chester Bennington.
Oh,
you could get a trio going with that.
Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Chuck Berry. I want to hear the supergroup do fucking My Ding-a-Ling.
Oh my God. Let's not talk about that song. Memories.
How did he get his
memories?
How did he get his ding-a-ling in there?
He'll put that fucking thing anywhere.
I got to spread those tapeworms.
I think that oh God, no. There's got to be a better name for a band than that.
A better name for a band than My Ding-a-Ling?
Or Red-Nosed Tapeworms.
Red-Nosed Tapeworms? That may actually be a phenomenal band name right there.
I don't know. I think Serenity's Ding-a-Ling would be a good band name.
As long as I'm not included with Ron Jeremy.
Comes in 3 speeds, slow, medium, and metal.
Hell yeah.
Batteries not included. It's their first album. Serenity's Ding-a-Ling, batteries.
5 a month for those.
That's the first album right there. Serenity's Ding-a-Ling, batteries not included.
Hey, you know my first album's already out.
What was it? Neil Peart.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. So what, we got Neil Peart, and then Reed Mullen from Corrosion of Conformity died this year.
Corrosion already lost Pepper Keenan.
Is freaking awesome.
Yeah, but they had already lost Pepper
Right.
Keenan, and now they lost another member.
Corrosion's
That's
awesome.
fucked.
Yeah.
Right. And then we got Mike Somerville from Head East died this year.
God damn.
What else? Kenny Rogers.
You got to know when to hold 'em.
Joe Diffie. Know when to fold 'em.
Know when to walk away.
Know when to run. And then what else? Joe Diffie. Bill Withers. Adam Schlesinger from Fountains of Wayne.
Oh, come on. I found the ultimate
John
frontman.
Prine.
For our ghost group, frontman, and he died this year. Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
It's a beautiful
Oh,
day in
that
the
bums me out.
neighborhood.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Yes, I found a way of bumming everybody out by talking about people who died.
Hey, at least we're
Little Richard.
bringing them back
Little
to life
Richard
in a
died,
way.
All right.
That's the
Then we got
easy.
Little Richard on the list.
Oh God, could you imagine a Little Richard fronting that band with
Joel Image
Neil
from
Peart and Eddie Van Halen?
Little Richard. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
we
not
got
who I was
Joey.
thinking about. Is Little Richard the one that used to exercise
Joey.
people?
No.
That's Richard Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Richard Simmons.
Good golly, Miss
Come
Molly.
on.
A wop babaloo bam, a lop bamboo. That's Little Richard.
Although that would be funny to
Okay,
see
sorry.
Richard Simmons fronting the band too.
Sweetie,
Okay, ladies, let's sweat it.
Oh, that's
Do you know that?
hilarious.
I've had a few too many
What
shots.
into the oldies?
Sorry.
No.
They're both little. Don't
Too many
deny it.
Let's see. So then we got Joey Image from the Misfits, past. And that's, I think I don't see any other big names on here.
Until Danzig's
Pretty
back with the
decent list just
Misfits,
for
I
this
don't
year.
care.
Oh, Charlie Daniels.
Oh yeah, Charlie Daniels
Right,
died
Charlie
up.
Daniels died.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah. Peter Green from Fleetwood Mac.
I know I'm going to catch shit, but I never really cared about Fleetwood
Oh.
Mac. I'm sorry.
No, it's never
Well,
really
kind of like
yeah.
Rush. They have 2 or 3 songs that I don't turn off when they come on.
Ow, how do you have so much hate for Rush?
Right. Frankie Banali.
I just said they had 2 or 3
Frankie Banali
songs
from
that I
Quiet
don't
Riot
turn off.
Mob.
I know, but that
Jeffrey
means there's like,
Epstein abused him while listening to Rush.
No, that just means that they have 2 or 3 songs that I actually kind of like.
I know that, but
I
that
just-
means there's
I
like
don't
two.
like the rest of them.
That means
They're
there's like
not
two.
that good.
That means there's 200-300 other songs you don't like. So, what? Show me on this Obama doll where Rush touched you.
It just means there's 200 or 300 that I don't listen to because I don't particularly care for.
Show me on this Obama doll where Rush touched you.
Mhm.
We'll start with Tom Sawyer. That's where he touched me. I didn't care for that. And it's not the band. It's the fucking vocals.
Good
I
answer.
fucking hate the vocals. It's the same way with what's the asshole from fucking Guns N' Roses.
Axl?
Can't stand his vocals. Won't fucking listen to his shit
Axl.
because he sucked. The rest of the band kicked ass. He sucked.
All right, who would you have front?
The vocals with Rush I can't tolerate. I'd rather listen to a squirrel scream while you smack his nuts with a hammer because it's about the same sound.
That's like the
It's the
Kai
same
strain.
reason
Oh,
Led Zeppelin was an awesome band. Robert Plant cannot fucking sing. He can scream again like somebody smacking his nuts with a hammer. Don't care for him.
All right, how about Bruce
They
Dickinson
do
and
have
Iron
good
Maiden?
songs that I can listen.
What about Bruce Dickinson and Iron Maiden? I'm curious.
Love
careful,
Iron
Don. Careful.
That's a totally different style.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer.
All right, well let me put you on the spot, Don.
Everybody's different.
Let me put you on the spot, Don. We'll go back to Guns N' Roses.
I've just been on the spot. I've told you my spots.
No, I know, but I'm going to play a hypothetical with you. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, the first album they did. Everybody knows it. Paradise City, Welcome to the Jungle, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Songs exactly the same, band exactly the same, with the exception of the front man. Who would you see being a better front man to do that album with those songs? Give me a voice that would have been better fit than
I don't know.
Axl's.
I was not a big fan of that album. I've never been a big fan of Guns N' Roses. The band themselves could have been fine. But, a band is only as good as their frontman, I think. But,
What's your favorite band, Don?
don't really have a favorite. I have a lot that I listen to, and I have some that I don't. I have some that are so popular that I never quite understood why.
The Beatles.
I never
Okay.
understood the popularity of Guns N' Roses. I never understood the popularity of Rush. I don't get it.
What's on Don's playlist? That is now the question.
That is a mystery. That will be a mystery to you forever.
On the
I
good
believe
ship,
that will.
lollipop.
If you want me to share my playlist, you might have to share yours.
Oh, damn. She called you out on it. She said, show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Elevator music, do you?
Hey, I got a few.
She's gonna Ron Jeremy
My
you.
playlist ranges all over the place. I like a wide variety of music. I just don't like screaming idiots that got popular for that. I don't care for Guns N' Roses. I don't care for Rush. I know you guys can't accept that. But
let me have a private conversation with
where we are.
It's not that we don't accept it. We're building a conversation off of it. It's not that we don't accept it.
Okay, so let's just say, I mean, we're having a private conversation. Like, nobody's listening to us, right?
Well, that's not too far from the truth.
Probably.
Let's just say that you get this awesome band, right? And you hear the music, and you're like, damn, this music is tight. The drummer's awesome. All the music is amazing.
And then you discover it sticks.
Are like really good, but then some of the vocals are a little bit nasally and maybe a little bit more Guns N' Roses style than others. Would you discredit all the music because everything's great besides this one?
No.
Or would you change the to something a little bit more appealing?
I have not said that I discredit all of the music. I did not say that. I said there are most of the songs I don't care for.
Oh, I'm actually talking about a band in specifics, but we're just having a private conversation here. So I got this really awesome band that contacted me. Awesome material, but parts of the singing are really annoying in my tone. They're from another country.
Oh, so this
in their
is a
country.
legit thing. Okay.
Yeah, we're having a private conversation here. So this is a legit thing. I'll send it to you guys if you really want to hear it. But
I'll listen to it.
I'm just asking about the whole nasally sound. What obviously you're against is that whining type voice, which I have to agree with you. Like the whine in the voice is very 80s, and I'm just not into it. So what do you do when you have a lot of good, but then some of that 80s crap in there?
I will argue the point for the vocalists that do the nasal or the whine. I think it also depends on the sound of the band. Like the first one that comes to mind that I think of that would be like if they were in any other band, I would absolutely turn them off. But it worked well was the band that did and I'm a creep, I'm a widow. Radiohead sounded phenomenal as Radiohead, but if you took that vocalist and and you had him front Guns N' Roses, I'd be like, absolutely not. The voice. I think sometimes place for that voice if it has the right backing sound.
I can agree with that.
Okay, so
I can't see the dude from The Darkness fronting Metallica.
Oh, why not?
I believe in a thing called love.
Music is an expression.
Yeah.
Music is an expression of people's emotion, of people's what they're feeling in their heart and in their mind. Just so to convey that, sometimes people are not in the right mood to be conveyed or to hear or feel that type of emotion, so they may block it out or something. That's why sometimes you go into a bar and you don't like the song. You're like, I'm going outside, smoke a cigarette or something. I don't like this music. It's just the way it is. It's part into music.
Well, I ever tell you about the time I got a bar?
That alone, one.
I ever tell you I got kicked out of a bar for
kicked out of a bar? No way.
I got not for anything stupid. I didn't go in a bar fight or anything else. I went in to have a drink on the jukebox, and one of the songs I put on was fucking Stairway. I know in this bar that's a fucking who the f throws you out for Stairway to Heaven?
Somebody didn't like your music.
That's some Wayne's World shit right there. They denied. Like, I'm not even kidding. I can tell you the bar date exactly.
The bar. I'm gonna go there with you or kick somebody's ass.
Oh my God. I remember being
in Philly.
It was in Philly. It was. In fact, it was a week before I left for Colorado.
Stairway to Heaven is
I can believe that.
Oh my God, it's unreal.
Wow. Somebody needs their ass kicked. That's bad.
I think it was
Stairway?
because I think
Somebody
it was.
doesn't like Stairway. They
I
have some problems.
I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that it was Led Zeppelin or the fact that it was, particularly a Led Zeppelin song, but I guess it's because it's kind of a slow song and they probably didn't want people getting depressed. Maybe that's the only justification I can give it.
Were they trying to get chicks? Were they trying to get chicks to shake their butt?
Probably.
They were trying to get chicks to shake their butt. And you were playing Led Zeppelin. Is that what's going on?
Probably.
You're ruining somebody's game.
That's it,
He always ruins somebody's game.
Dude, I ruined my own game.
That's probably what it was.
But if there wasn't
Right.
a and they say
Right.
and they say
the thing
people
is,
don't get
that's how it is
discriminated
with music,
against.
though. It's an emotional conveyance. Right. Right. Well, it's just an emotional thing. Music is emotional, and sometimes people can't handle the type of emotion that comes from certain music at certain times. There was times when I was hanging out with an ex-girlfriend, and she wanted to hear some really lousy music that I did not like. And
Which Aqua song?
Nothing against Lana Del Rey, but I can only hear that stuff so much in a row that I get tired of it.
Which Aqua song?
You know,
I'm a
you gotta
Barbie
hear so much
girl.
depressing music before you. You're on the right track. Yeah, that type of stuff. And it's just like, okay, after a while, I have to know.
Oh, now I can't breathe. That's horrible. Are you killing me here?
I would get to the point where I would put on my headphones and be by myself on the other side of the room with my headphones on, so I would hear whatever she was listening to. There's moments like that where it's like you're
There
having
are
such a conflict
survival
with the emotional.
techniques.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, there are definitely times and moods that there's certain music I don't want to hear and certain music that I do.
right.
Agreed.
Like if I walk into a bar and they start playing country, I'm probably going home or put my headphones on or something.
No, I'm more for the country than popping the
Precious
fucking.
little country.
I'm more.
There's precious little country. If it's anything like 90s and later, yeah, I'm turning that shit off now.
Yeah, but I'd rather sit there and listen to some fucking Luke Bryan or Toby Keith over fucking like T-Pain or Lil Wayne any fucking day of the week.
I don't know. I put them in the same. I put them in the same category as garbage. I wouldn't fucking listen to.
I'll take some Carrie Underwood over.
That's two sides of the same shitty card.
I will take some Carrie Underwood over fucking Nicki Minaj any day of the week.
Yeah, again, to me, I could give a shit less about either one of them. I would take a cat stuck in I'd take being stuck in a burlap bag with a fucking dozen cats thrown into a fucking lake before I'd listen to either one of them.
Now, see, we got to get Don to a karaoke bar, and we'll just make him sing all country songs. We'll throw in some Toby Keith.
I can sing country. It's country you have to do it thing through your nose and act like you're depressed. Yeah, country's the easiest shit in the world to sing. Because there's
Yeah, you want to get your dog back. You want to get your dog back, your house back, your wife back. Just play a couple country songs backwards. Get all your shit back.
See, especially new country. That's really close to mumble rap. There's really not a whole lot of intelligible sounds coming out of either one.
Well, no, I'll give you that. Modern country has taken a pop mentality, which I think is bad for country. But if I'm talking country, I'm talking like Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks, like real country before it became fucking Blake Shelton and his stupid shit. Back when there was some emotion behind it.
Those two are still kind of pushing the limit of crap country.
All right, how about Alabama?
Like
See, I'm talking country. We're talking like Johnny Cash. We're talking Waylon, Willie. That's country to me.
Agreed on that.
I'll go with that, but
Billy Ray Cyrus ruined it for everyone.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about Billy Ray Cyrus in this one hit song. But I would still give it to Alabama. I would still give it to fucking Garth Brooks.
It wouldn't bother me.
I would still give it to Alan
Alabama's
Jackson.
all right.
I'd let Billy Ray Cyrus raise my kid just because he makes really awesome superstars, but like
with no talent or morals. Yeah, sure, I'll let him raise my daughter.
Has talent. talent, and I gave her
What
more-
talent? What talent? She could ride a wrecking ball pretty well. That's about the only talent I've seen out of her.
She knows how to ride the cannonball. Okay.
Best
That's
part
her
of-
talent.
Best part of her leaked out of fucking Billy Ray's Achy
You're right,
Breaky
son.
Heart.
What's sad is I probably would be able to remember.
That's why I don't
the
like
band.
her, Billy.
What's that?
I never cared for his achy breaky shit.
I think I could probably figure out the
Never
dance.
cared for his achy breaky shit.
Yeah, but he had a thing going with that like electric slide thing he did.
I don't know. I was in junior high school at the time, and they sucked. I didn't like Billy Ray. Nah, no way.
Dude, I got no room to
Absolutely.
talk. I got no room to talk. Most of the music I listen to now gets played on the oldies station. Pisses me the fuck off. When you hear Metallica on an oldies station, you're like, what the fuck? Dude, they're jamming Skid Row on oldies 98.1.
Yeah,
I have to say, when I'm listening to the oldies station, that happens to me. I hear songs that I really did enjoy, and it's on the oldies now. It's not very fair.
It's not. You walk into Walmart and the
It's not
$5
cool, I
bin.
don't like it.
You walk into Walmart and you look at the $5 CD bin and you see albums that you remember waiting in line to pick up at fucking Tower Records. You know, it's like, fuck you.
Yep.
Right. But today the music scene is different. It's kind of cool because like you get in an elevator and you hear like Audio Slave, and it's like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay, that is kind of cool, but it hasn't happened to me.
Oh, we were doing that tonight. I went to dinner at fucking Applebee's with my kid and all, and they're playing songs, and I'm naming the goddamn last time. Like, I remember when I was a kid. I remember waiting at a sub shop as a kid, and it was weird to hear fucking Mike and Mechanics in the Living Years playing on the radio. Yeah. Now they're playing shit that, like, you know, my kids listen to. It's like, what?
The world is changing.
It's not fair. It's not fair. When did
Right,
I
or you
fall
come
off
up
the
to a young
wagon?
person.
When the hell did I fall off the wagon?
When you turn 35 and older.
Jesus Christ. It's almost 10 years ago for me now.
What's weird
Thanks.
is you come up to like a young person and you ask young people today, like, oh, do you know what that beat's from? And they're like, no, what's that beat from? And like, you know, it's a backbeat of some song they're listening to, and that's from Ice Ice Baby, which was actually earlier from that came from
Queen.
what's his name?
Queen and Bowie.
David Bowie.
Yep. Under pressure. No, I get that all the
But they
time.
don't
Like,
even
it
know
nothing.
that.
Nothing.
Teenagers, they don't have any idea.
Oh, it pissed me off when they thought, you know, when people thought Post Malone discovered Ozzy Osbourne. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, how come they didn't know who Ozzy was beforehand? What are their parents up to?
You have failed as a parent
What's
if
wrong
your
with your
kid don't know who fucking Ozzy is. Okay.
You're doing an injustice.
Yeah, if your kid doesn't know who Ozzy is, you're doing something wrong.
All right, here you go, guys. I've been called out on this.
Uh-oh, here we go. What are we looking at here?
This is here.
He's
This is
got
my
Tupac on his
playlist here.
playlist. All right, Tupac, Blues Traveler, Black Sabbath.
I can live with the Blues
All
Traveler
right,
and Black
you,
Sabbath.
you fit. You can hang. You got ZZ Top there. Yeah, we good.
A little bit of everything on here.
All right. Yeah, he's not totally in the dark. He's all right. He's safe. He's in the green zone.
All over the fucking map.
He's in the safe zone.
Here's just some good shit, right?
Hey, I can't pick on him for it. I can't pick on him for it. I got Slayer sitting next to Glenn Miller. I know how it goes, you know.
That's the shit right there. I don't know if you guys listen to a lot of literature. That's the shit right there.
What's that? What's that one? It's a little too small for me to see.
Good shit, man. You gotta have a good playlist. Is that corn? He's got
There's some
corn.
corn there, yeah.
Corn?
Right next to Keith Richards' solo album.
Ah, corn.
Which is actually really fucking good. I was surprised by that one.
Nice.
What about the Lou Reed and Metallica?
Here's Mr. Wiggly's Exploration.
Yeah, I haven't checked that out. Yeah, you got Metallica in there, right?
Yeah, but none of the
Axl Rose's solo album.
Yeah. Nope. No Axl Rose. There's just some Parliament.
Yeah, if you want to know what Guns N' Roses sounds like without Axl Rose, just listen to Velvet Revolver.
There you go.
Lord. That's right on. Got some shit to make him happy.
Yeah, so I went ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a few songs.
Right on. Well, at this point, go ahead and end this segment.
Oh, yeah, Jack Sherman.
We're going to go ahead and end this segment and go into Colin's Corner. Colin's Corner coming up next. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Chris. Yeah, so this week, I don't know, there was some. This week we got some positive stuff. I mean, nothing too major, but something going on with this biosphere. There's some biosphere down someplace in South America or something. Let's see, in Ecuador. Yeah, they got this biosphere thing. And they've got some kind of documentary on it. October 11th, one of the most bioverse spots on Earth, the Yasuni Biosphere Reserve in Yasuni National Park in Ecuador. And there are species there that are still being discovered, all kinds of different plant life and things. And so yeah, apparently that's thriving pretty good. And they're still holding steady to making it preserved. But they found all kinds of crazy stuff there. So I found that was kind of
that's actually
kind of
really
a
cool
positive
because
thing.
Ecuador hasn't been really explored altogether. There's a bunch of different animals that are supposedly there that are now extinct. So maybe they're not actually extinct, and they'll find them again.
I'll play the dumbass here. Just to ask
Right.
clarification on the biosphere, because the first thing that pops in my head is like a biodome, like the Pauly Shore movie, where they build a dome protecting that particular section of like rainforest or anything like that. So maybe I'm getting my thoughts confused, obviously.
Right. No, it's not really a big dome or anything like that. It's an area of Ecuador that's protected. And then there's all kinds of different animals there that are different species than normal that have been unchanged. There's also indigenous tribes there apparently that don't really communicate or deal with humans or other people that much. And
they're
that's
happy.
kind of interesting. You know, and they've got their own little waterways and stuff there. Yeah, and they're happy. They're probably unaffected by COVID. You know, they're probably just totally police as punch. You know, but yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Apparently that's thriving and they're holding it protected and they're still doing well with that. Other than that, some other stuff here, and it's fall. It's fall now, so I was looking at things about September, fun facts, some folklore stuff here, and there's some little stuff for everybody, pretty much. Month of September, let's see, we had Labor Day, Patriots Day, Grandparents' Day, Constitution Day. What else is there? International Day of Peace, September 21st. The Autumn Equinox, September 22nd. If anybody's into that. Yom Kippur, September 27th. And then other things just for fun. Hug Your Hound Day, September 8th. And September is National Happy Cat Month, apparently. September 13th, Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day.
Happy
September
Cat Day,
19th,
considering my
International
cat
Talk
is
Like a Pirate Day.
considering my cat is sitting
Wait,
on
what
the
about
toilet right now.
October? Because October,
Right.
it's going to have 2 full moons. So you know how everyone says once in a blue moon? The second full moon
That's
in
what a
1
blue
month.
moon is.
Yeah, is a blue moon. So October has a blue
That's
moon in
right.
it.
October is very
Well, don't we
Yeah,
have
October is very special this year for the moon phases because
don't we have a full moon on Halloween?
October 1st was a full moon.
Yes.
And generally, Halloween is the first full moon we've had since I think 2010 or 2011.
And not only that, isn't it also
doesn't
when
come
we
around
turn
that
our
often.
Halloween's also when we turn our clocks back, and it's like the first time in forever it's been on a Saturday. Like there's 3 major things for Halloween this year.
Yeah, it's kind of a wild Halloween this year. I'm not sure. I mean, I haven't heard nothing about turning the clocks back or whatever. That's new to me. I'll have to look that up.
I heard,
Everything is aligning.
Yeah, I definitely know
oddly.
it is a full moon.
Mhm.
Right, and so if anybody's out there that's pagan or into other belief systems, yeah, this Halloween is a pretty special one. So, you know, have your friends partying with you Halloween and have a good time. Just be safe.
Party in a
So yeah, there's
safe
that.
fashion, right?
Oh yeah, party responsibly.
Yeah,
if you
no
can.
much, no,
So yeah, I mean,
no alcohol, too much candy.
yeah. So I found this website. It's kind of cool. There's apple pie recipes, apple fritter recipes, all kinds of different fall recipes for kinds of stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is a pretty happy thing. And then I realized, oh, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac site. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I had never really looked at it that much before.
not to interrupt you, but I just looked it up.
yeah.
The clocks back technically November 1st at 2 a.m. It technically falls on Halloween.
Right. Huh. Well, that's a new one. Halloween's going to be a big day all around, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh. Let's see. So yeah, that's kind of cool. The blue moon. Other than that, I mean, of course, there's all kinds of sadness right now with all the music stuff going on because all these people they're passing away and all that stuff. But you know, it's for me, I'm feeling kind of uplifted lately because I'm seeing that, like, even though there are stuff going on with COVID and people are sad and stuff, a lot of my friends are pulling together and they're having each other's back and stuff. Like my one coworker, his girlfriend got COVID and he got a call when he was at work and he hadn't seen her since the day before and she's like, I was in contact with somebody with COVID, you know, and so he left work right immediately, but nobody was around him or nothing. Everybody had their temperature checked and everything, and he got tested because she got exposed or whatever, and of course she had it and he didn't, and he was bummed, you know, and it sucks because he's one of my homies, you know, he's a bass player friend of mine and stuff. So I was like, I brought him a burger last night and I brought him a couple of bass tablature books so that we'll have something to do. And it's just like I've been trying to cheer him up, send him little silly videos and on Facebook with the little filters they got and stuff, trying to crack them up and make them laugh and things, and hopefully it's helping.
Well, you can send them this episode when it releases Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I'm just yeah,
that's
I'll
awesome.
send him this episode. Yeah, because I feel bad. I mean, here he's stuck at home on quarantine and he didn't even have the damn thing, you know. But at least he's there for his girlfriend, and he's got his Nintendo Switch. So
what's his name?
Got to be a plus, you know. He's got something to do with his. His name's Josh.
Josh. I'll remember that.
Yeah, Josh, my homie Josh. And even in the Animal Crossing, which apparently is like a big thing going on. Everybody's into this Animal Crossing game on Nintendo Switch. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
That's been
not,
big
but,
since the Wii,
I'm
but yeah.
buying one.
My kid's got a Switch.
That's a pretty big game.
Well, apparently it's on this newer platform now on this Nintendo Switch, and a lot of people are getting into it, I guess. A lot of my friends are, and I'm just like, what are you guys into this for? And I see what they're doing. They're building these little platforms and all this little stuff and these little buildings and everything. And it's like, wow, it's pretty involved. And I don't know. I got a 14-year-old nephew here that I hang with a lot, and I'm thinking about getting a Nintendo Switch just so that he and I have something to do, because it seems like with the COVID, nobody's going out and doing a whole lot activity-wise and social-wise. So maybe the game system is the way to go.
What about
I don't know
Pokemon?
what you guys think about that.
No, that's a great idea.
Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go is a
Do you
phone
actually
app,
walk
though.
around?
I mean,
Yeah. You
like
could
with
do.
the Switch, do you actually walk around in this game?
I don't think Pokemon Go's on the Switch. I owns.
No.
They're
Well, the Switch is weird because you have this little console thing, but you also can plug it into your TV and use it as a console in your house with your entertainment center.
I have
stuff.
a Switch, but
so
it
do my
doesn't have
kids.
like any games that are like walkable.
No, I don't think there's any games,
And
at least
have to sit there.
not released yet,
Right.
that
Well, that's okay.
are like that where you can walk and all that, because the Switch obviously needs Wi-Fi. I mean, there's a lot of games that Nintendo with for a very long time. Hell, if you want to get Xbox 360, pick them up. Viva, kind of along the same lines as Animal Crossing. You know, that would be another game where non-violence and you do a whole lot of cute like farming things and you know ecological type deals and stuff. Like it keep them entertained for the game back in the day. But yeah, I would definitely recommend getting the Switch because you guys could just jam out on some Mario Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, Mario Kart among my friends has been pretty outstanding. Yeah, Mario Brothers, Mario Kart. My buddy's been doing Mario Kart like racing against each other. They get all drunk and then they all party together and they're trying to race around and beat each other. They're having a hell of a time. I mean, I'm thinking if I had a Switch, I could do the same and get with them guys and kick their butts. I don't know.
Yeah,
it'd be worth a shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, during COVID, you know.
I mean, I just picked up. My kid's got a Switch, and I just picked him up the game Super Mario 3D All Stars, and they remastered Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy from the Nintendo, the GameCube, and the first, you know, and he's having a blast. Nintendo has always prided itself as a game system of being a family entertainment system. It's devoted to family. It's the multiplayer experience, co-op, where it's like you guys can both be sitting on the same couch, with the same TV playing. They on being that type of system. So for something for you and your nephew, I can't recommend the Switch high enough for it, and especially because it's not as expensive as like going out and buying a PS4 or an Xbox One.
Right.
So yeah, I would recommend getting him a Switch to play.
What's it going to cost for like a Switch going right now?
I don't think they go higher than $300.
I mean, what are they, like $200, $400 or something like that for a Switch?
I don't think they go higher than $300. New.
That ain't bad. I mean, because the kid works, he does. He washes dishes, he gets paid, so he's got his own money and he wants to pitch in on it with me. So I'm kind of want to be supportive of that too.
Yeah, they're not terrible.
I don't know, but it's been a current development where I'm like, I got a 14-year-old nephew who's bugging on me. He's bugging, so I'm like, I gotta come up with something to keep this kid entertained. He's gonna go an 8-bit here.
Well, nice thing about it too is you can hook it up to YouTube. You can hook it up.
He deserves it, and even if.
Good.
Yeah, even if you can't get many games for it, you should totally get it. I have one, and there's games all the way from like Disney on up. Like I think that's good for a lot of different age ranges, and I would totally buy another one if I needed it, but I don't really need it. So I totally think you should get it. And if he only has $50, pay the rest of it, man. He deserves it. He's a good kid. And
I would recommend getting their kind of like their Xbox Live version for the Switch. It's $20 a year. Get that, and then you could download the classic Nintendo and Super NES stuff for free. So you could sit there playing all the old school games, Super Nintendo on your Switch, just for $20. Definitely something to look into.
Right. Well, if that's a package bundle deal, maybe I'll do it. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, a 14-year-old kid, what am I gonna do with this kid? He's stuck at home. He's homeschooled. He's a good kid. He doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah, no, he's a great kid. Christmas is coming.
So
you should totally spoil him.
Just don't order it through Fingerhut.
Yeah, he deserves it, and he's willing to pitch in.
Who's all going trick-or-treating this year?
No.
I know we're all in different states. Michigan?
This is going to be the first year I get the opportunity to have the kids.
I could. If he wants to go, I'll dress him up.
this will be the first opportunity for me since my divorce to be able to take my kids out trick-or-treating because it falls on my weekend. I'm totally looking forward to it. I don't give a fuck. Put the world under fucking martial law. I'm still taking my kids out trick. I ain't missing this.
Hell yeah. You got Puro? You got math?
That's it, you know.
Yep. Right on.
I got UV light to clean it after we go home. Come on, let's do this shit.
What about you, Don? What's your
carved pumpkins?
What are your Halloween plans?
Oh.
It's a serious joke or serious, not a joke.
Yeah, I'm on call for that day, and I'm also going to be filming that most of that day, hopefully wrapping up filming on Black Wolf.
But I was talking about at night when the kids are actually trick or treating. Are you one of those dudes who will actually hand out candy?
I don't have kids.
I know that, but will you hand out candy, or are you one of those dudes that turn off the lights and?
No, I hand out candy every year. Try to hit as many of them as I can.
He doesn't even need a mask. Get off my porch.
Is that your mom?
Kick your ass. Get out of here.
Over.
She can come get your candy. It's upstairs in the bedroom.
I hand out, yeah, exactly. I don't like kids. I have nothing against mom.
Oh, good Lord. Do you dress up when you hand out the candy?
No, I don't. I act annoyed and then tell them to grab a handful of this shit and get off my porch.
Then he coughs at them.
I'm very friendly. I used to sit out on the porch with my dog, and, of course, Jack Russell, he was real friendly with kids, so they'd come up, pet the dog, get some candy, and they'd be happy as shit. But I can't do that with Homer. He's part pit bull.
And he'd be like, "Sick balls,
he's
brother."
very unfriendly.
Oh, sick balls, Homer.
Sick balls.
Yeah, there you go.
What are you handing out this year, Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Same as every year. That's what.
Your mom really enjoys these.
Sam Smith.
Here you go. Your mom really enjoys these.
Hand out laxatives. They'll never come back. Yeah, hand out laxatives. They'll never come back.
Exactly, yeah.
Goes in
tastes like chocolate. They don't know the difference.
Yeah. Goes in like X-Lax, comes out like a fucking Hershey Kiss.
Or soft serve ice cream. That's another one.
Leave the soft serve ice cream alone. God damn it, you people are ruining it for me.
A nice tight little swirl.
You can buy that soft serve in boxes at Meijer.
That's it. He was packaging emojis.
That's what it was, a box with one of those emojis in it. He thought, oh, this is where you do this.
Oh,
just
good
got
Lord.
a little confused, that's all.
Of course, we had to go back to the shit stuff.
Maybe that's what he stole. He stole one of the poop emojis, so he thought he'd replace it. He just thought it was a trade-in.
It was a pillow, right?
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
It's one of those ones like the girl shirts with the sequence where you rub your hand on it and changes color. We're saying, he's like, yeah, rub this. It'll change. Okay, we're getting stupid now.
I'm not touching that one.
We're getting stupid now. Why don't we go around and tell everybody their goodbyes? Colin, go ahead and tell them where they can contact you.
Hey, you can contact me on Facebook, Colin Washburn, or colinwashburn@gmail.com. I'm on YouTube. Hit me up, shoot me a message if you got something positive to talk about. Thanks.
And Mr. Don Smith.
Well, if you guys really want to find me, don't know why you would, but if you want to, you can follow me on the Life Radio Show or at the Life 1069 on Facebook or Instagram. I'm also Don Smith Comedy on Twitter. You can now find me at thelife1069.com. I finally took some time and updated my website, so it's fairly current. So you can check me out there. I also have a link tree to any links that you did, whatever format you listen to podcasts on, where you can find the Life Radio Show.
There you go. He's smart about it. And how much is it going to cost me to get you to do my website? I still have been laxing on it.
Oh, I tell you what, I've had this website up for about 4 years now. I have not updated it in 3. This is a 3-year update.
And surrender.
Well, congratulations, John.
I looked at my website and it's like, oh, the Life Radio Show has been a podcast for almost a year now. Nope, that's all wrong. Yeah, every now and then, every 3 years, you got to update your website, whether you need to or not.
The more you know. And Serenity, where can they find you?
Oh man, please don't. If you really want to, you'll know how. There you go.
OnlyFans. And of course, guys, if you enjoyed this episode in any capacity, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, comment, subscribe, check out all the other podcasts on YouTube. And of course, if you prefer your podcast in format, just check out Realm of the Mist Entertainment on Anchor.fm, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or wherever quality podcasts can be heard. And of course, guys, you can find us on all the social medias. Just look for Realm of the Mist Entertainment. Until then, guys, we will catch you on the next Breaking the Fourth Wall Weekly. Have a good week. Be safe, and we'll see you soon.